Alright, so I know I've showed this before, but I'm going to show it again. Today I'm doing an upgrade on the truck. I guess you'd call it an upgrade. I bought what I think are going to be a decent fit seat cover. They were $100 for the front, $100 for the back. But let me show you these seats and why I want to protect them. This truck is a 2001, and we've already talked about some of the issues with the rust I'm cleaning that's actually very moderate because it was a Colorado truck. This truck was a work truck. Now, it was two owners. My dad had it for about 10 to 15,000 miles. He had it for 10 years. He put maybe 1,500 miles a year average on it. For the most part, it wasn't garaged, but it was in the carport a lot of times. So, kind of protected. And they also put in these sun shields all the time, which I don't use the sun shield because it's kind of a pain, but I think I'm going to. But I'm doing other things to start protecting the vehicle so that if I don't use the sun shield, I'll still be okay. But let me show you the seats in this vehicle. This is 20 years old. And I want to get clear that I haven't cleaned these seats. Now this one I just finished vacuuming. That is all I've done, is vacuum the seat. I did nothing else. I didn't use cleaner or anything. We've had it for about 3,000 miles and we've been very careful with it. But literally, this is the seat after 20 years. Here's the back. Now I gotta vacuum it still, but this is the back seat. And then now, let's look at the front seat, the one that gets the most wear in a vehicle. It's got a little bit right here. It's not torn or anything. You can see like creases, but that's it. It's not like it's worn. It's just a crease, and the nap of the fabric is shown reflecting the light differently. And the foam is a little broken down here. You can see where the foam is starting to break down underneath. But look at this. This is the driver's seat. So, I don't want to ruin it. This is like brand new upholstery. There is what might be a stain right here. No, it's not even a stain. That was just sunlight coming through. Look at right here. I thought that might be a stain, but it's not. It's just the sunlight. That's all it is. Not a stain. This vehicle was a work truck for basically 158,000 miles. My parents bought it at 158,000. The previous owner was meticulous on this vehicle. That's all I can figure. It's got normal scuffs at the door and stuff, which is to be expected. But none of this has been detailed. None of this has been cleaned in 10 years. This is how I got the truck. I haven't done anything. This is my first time actually taking effort to, let's get this thing clean inside. Let's take care of it. This is a remarkable truck for its age, I have to say. And that's why I'm willing to spend the money to maintain it. Once I get the surface rust cleaned up underneath, I got to figure out the best solution for all of that, which I've started on the removal of the rust. But then how do I protect it afterwards? What's the best way? But let's get back to the matter at hand, and I'm going to get these seats all vacuumed up, and then we are going to put these seat covers on it. Alright, so nice clean paper towel with just water. Let's just wipe them clean like this, because they aren't really dirty anyway, maybe just a little dusty. There's no reason to burden them with chemicals as far as I'm concerned. This is another thing I'm going to talk about. It's been sitting on the dash for a couple days now. They said, you know, to relax it. I do have to clean underneath the dash. The dash isn't cracked, so I'll get that all nice and clean. This is a dash mat. So that's the brand Dash Mat. Fits pretty nicely. You can't really see here, but honestly, I've had dash toppers, dash mats before. It is what you should expect it to be. It's not going to be a snug fit. I am hesitant if I want to put Velcro down, but you could put the Velcro underneath that would fix those little things. And so I may put that on, but yeah, I don't want my dash to crack, so I put that on instead of having to put one of these things in the window every day. I will clean the floor thoroughly on another day. I'm going to get some good floor mats. I don't want this floor to get torn up. The floor is not even ripped on this thing. It's dirty, but it's not ripped. There are no tears in this floor. So I want to keep it that way. So it's pretty easy. Has one strap already fastened. This goes across the center. It's got these straps here. These straps go from front to back. So all you're gonna have to do is flip the seat up and put it on. Make sure I've got the front as snug as I can get it. So I'm pulling this down as far as I can. Then I'm gonna clip it, cinch it. Like so. All right. Now let's go to the other side. This is what it looks like so far. Let's see how it looks. Is it gonna look like crap or is it gonna look okay? Here's the reveal. Ooh, that's not bad. That actually looks really as good as I'd hoped. Let me get the seat belt up through here. Okay, so there's a little bit of maybe change how I pull it. I'll figure that out later. I'm going to go ahead and continue putting stuff on, but I think honestly over time this will relax and start moving more into the position it wants to be, would be my guess. I'm happy with that because I know that's going to relax some once it's on there. Okay, so a couple notes. You've seen videos on how to take these off, and the videos I've watched apparently didn't mention it, so, or maybe that truck was just a slightly different model. So it definitely has to be a paper clip. I tried a bobby pin and the end was just a little bit too big apparently to fit in there. But the other thing is, if I pull these all the way up, it won't work. There's like one little area there, we're close to all the way up, that then it will unlock it. But here's the other thing, you're gonna hit the window. So you need to have the seat up so that these are forward in order for this to finally slip out. These headrests, you can put it on either way, I guess, but I like the way it looked like that. I assume that's how they wanted it. When you get them, you'll notice there's what looks like a front or a back, and I think the front is the bigger section. I got to take this off, pull these little plastic things out and get this cover off. So this is the first time having this off. I really doubt this has been cleaned or done anything with in 20 some years. That's it for dirt. So I'm going to take the other side off, loosen these bolts, raise the seat. I'll show you what the mechanism looks like there, and then we'll get going forward on this. And this, by the way, is a 18 millimeter. All right, there's one more here in the center. I got it. I'm going to go ahead and take care of this because it's got a little bit of corrosion on it. Might as well. I'm going to spray that Rust-Oleum. I'm going to go ahead and get all this cleaned up. Then I'll put the seat cover on. So I got some Dawn in a bucket, and I am just wiping this all in this area here. This part is all I'm going to clean for right now just because I'm short on time. I can clean everything else once the seat is even back in. So I'm just working on back here in this hard to reach area, being the seat is out. But again, I don't want to spend a lot of time here. Oh, might as well get all this dust out. Get that all clean. Alright, now this is something I've used and it's been pretty good so far. It hasn't let me down with, ruining anything. McGuire's interior cleaner stuff. And I'm not going to be too crazy about this, but so what I did is I just sprayed a little bit of that gel, this stuff, sprayed a little bit, and then I just rubbed it all on. We're going to let it sit for about 5 minutes. I'm going to clean off what it can get, and then I'm going to spray it with some rust converter black paint. I'll just mask off the fabric area real quick. It's not intended to be a real good thorough fix or anything like that, but just enough to, you know, step it back, you know, step in the right direction. This is inside the vehicle. It's going to rust a lot slower than outside the vehicle. So it's not the most delicate approach. It doesn't get everything, but it gets something. So it's better than nothing, right? Okay, so I got liberal with the paper towels. I had to change up because that wasn't getting clean back there. It wasn't working. I used this foaming wheel and tire cleaner, rubbed it all in good, and then I used this with water in it, sprayed it down, just kept scrubbing it. So let's let that dry and see how it looks. Right now it looks brand new, but of course it won't look like that when it's dry. I'm gonna have to just call this clean enough. For the most part, I could reach up and clean, you know, if I figure out something else once I start working on the rest of this floor, that I can just reach underneath the seat and get that. But everything else has been vacuumed and cleaned, and this has been sprayed. It's dry now, and I'm gonna go ahead and put the cover back on. I think that's a really huge improvement to what it was. Okay, I must be doing this wrong because I don't know how you would get this taut and Velcro it. Maybe I have to have this unzipped and do it from underneath. Maybe that's how I have to do it, and then zip it after. We'll see if that works. Okay, that idea I think worked. Now the zipper is coming straight down into there. Let's see if that's the same place on the other side. So we'll unzip this and then pull this up. Well, I got to get this part first. Okay. Yeah, that worked. I pulled it up and got it all taut through here, and then I'll zip this last. Yeah, this is dry now. That's the final look. That is slick. Looks nice and clean. So that's what I'll use to clean the rest, but that's good enough for this. So the lines don't exactly line up. I'm sure I could fudge it and slide it and all that kind of stuff and get them to line up, but I'm not too worried about it. Like, that's off a 1/2 inch this direction. So this whole thing really needs to go this direction, but I'm not going to worry about it. This looks pretty decent in my opinion. It's not a bad feeling material. I had a lot of dust on it from working with it and putting it all back in and all that, and it just literally wiped clean with a dry paper towel. I think these are really, really decent looking seat covers. Honestly, I really am impressed. Highly recommend them. Okay, I'm going to continue working on the front. Don't be afraid to lean your seat back all the way and move it all the way forward and slide it forward and slide it back to, you know, get different angles. So you'll find you have to move the seat to get stuff tucked into different places, and you can't just have one position to do everything. So this fabric, as you see, you should tuck it clear back behind this hinge all the way down, and it'll wrap underneath the seat. It's designed to wrap under and grab under the seat. Plus it has a little, that bungee cord hook thing that's right about here that'll pull through and hook. But so you'll have a nice good fit over here if you make sure to tuck this in underneath like you're supposed to. Then to get this side in here, you're gonna have to slide the seat forward because it doesn't clear the safety belt stuff from the center console. So you slide it forward to get this pulled down there. Now for the headrest and the center console. Now this has got two pieces. So we've got this piece up here, which honestly, a lot of people complain about this. I don't think it looks that bad. Once it gets hot in here and this thing starts to, you know, stretch and conform a little better, I'm going to give this a chance. It's got a lot of negative reviews about this part right here, but I do think that once it gets warm in here, it may lay just fine. So we'll see. You really just have to pull it to get it under these corners. You have to lift up and bend it under to get it under there. But then it should be fairly catched. I don't think it looks terrible. Obviously, it's not as good as the rest of the seat covers look. but I think it'll do its job, and I think it will stay secure. It seems to be. Alright, so this is probably by far the hardest to access, and basically it just takes you working it down. You'll take the straps, tuck them through here, and then you can reach through this side of the seat and pull them, but you can't really see anything, so that'll get you to pull the straps all the way to the back. So I ran the bungee on this side, then around the back, and caught it on the hook here. Now it's secure, so I think that'll work. I think this project is done. Of course, this is just the initial review. I think they fit really well. This was for a Silverado 1500. I have a GMC 2500HD. They don't list this being compatible with it. It fits just fine. That's 100% compatible with the 2001 at least. No issues. I'm very happy with the look for 200 bucks total. It is a seat cover, so it's expected not to look perfect, but it also doesn't look like crap. And the price was reasonable and a fairly disposable price. If they last, 4 or 5 years, then I think they're probably worth it. If they last 12 months, then they're probably not worth it at $200 a pop. So subscribe to my channel. You will continually get me revisiting different products that I purchased and done initial reviews on. If they're still working good or whatever, I will mention them. So if there's a product that I have reviewed and you want to see how it's going on for a while, just follow my channel. I also try to make sure to put the description to contain that product name. If you're looking at an older review video, just search my channel and maybe I've already made review updates regarding those products. Some I have, some I haven't. Generally, if I haven't made an updated review, it's because nothing has changed. What I mean is there's no new information. It's working as expected. The only product I did a review on that I don't have anymore that I can think of is the Weeder 6900 weight set, but I do respond to comments on the thread and update people about what I felt about it and stuff like that. But it was fine. We just moved and it didn't really fit in our house very well. We wanted to put it in the basement and it was just really hard to get up and down, and honestly I just didn't like going to the basement. That's why I moved my ham shack upstairs. Until the basement's finished, I don't want to be in the basement. Alright, so I'm going to finish getting this cleaned up, and I'll probably go show Mike and then get ready to go to our dinner theater tonight.